trying to do the same thing. He want to fight the best they got out there. He's asking, can he fight the best? I believe his contract is coming to an end, so hopefully we can come together and I can take him to that next level and give him the fights that he want.
I'm that guy. I don't think that I'm that guy who I've been my whole entire career. Sometimes it just take a little minute to adjust and adapt, and I'm adjusting and I'm adapting well. So July 12th is going to be a...
Floyd Mayweather recently stepped into Shakur Stevenson's training camp ahead of his showdown with Teofimo Lopez. The boxing legend had high praise for Shakur, calling him the best fighter in his weight class. Floyd didn't just stop at compliments. He made it clear he plans to pass on his wisdom, helping Shakur sharpen his craft, elevate his skill set, and continue climbing toward even greater heights in the sport.
The most skillful fighter at 135 will be hands down Shakur Stevens.
And what is it about him? Because I know he have a lot of good attributes, but do you think he has enough power to sustain?
Well, it's really all about skills. Pernell Whitaker wasn't a huge puncher, but he was, very exciting, very tough, and he fought everybody. And Shakur is trying to do the same thing. He want to fight the best they got out there. He's asking, can he fight the best? I believe his contract is coming to an end, so hopefully we can come together and I can take him to that next level and give him the fights that he want, and make the fights happen.
Shakur Stevenson is locked in during training camp, leaving no detail untouched as he prepares for the Teofimo Lopez fight. From speed drills to footwork, defense, and clean combinations, every session is designed to push him further. He fine-tunes his ring IQ, sharpens reflexes, and builds endurance, showing a level of focus and discipline that makes it clear Shakur is fully committed to dominating on fight night.
Yeah, on my way. You just sleep yet? And next thing you know, if you wake up, you know, they think
Shakur Stevenson carries a clear mission into every fight: prove himself to anyone who still doubts him. Despite everything he's already accomplished, he remains motivated to silence critics and win over fans who question his elite status. Each bout is another opportunity to reinforce his place among boxing's best and remind everyone exactly who he is.
Honestly, I got a chip on my shoulder though. Like, I got something to prove. I feel like with this fight, a lot of people sleeping on me. A lot of people don't think that I'm that guy. They don't think that I'm that guy who I've been my whole entire career. Sometimes it just take a little minute to adjust and adapt, and I'm adjusting and I'm adapting well. So July 12th is going to be a statement.
Appearing on the Ariel Helwani show, Shakur Stevenson spoke openly about his upcoming clash with Teofimo Lopez and addressed his critics head-on. He expressed confidence that Lopez has never faced someone on his level and believes he will present challenges unlike anything Lopez has seen before. Shakur also suggested Lopez would struggle against elite fighters such as Terence Crawford, stating he doesn't see Lopez operating at that level. He touched on his promotional situation as well, explaining that while he once considered leaving Matchroom, Eddie Hearn's involvement now ensures strong backing and organization for this major fight, proving how seriously Shakur takes both preparation and business.
I mean, that's their opinion. Like, you know, they could say that, but I know he never fought nobody on my level. Like, I'm 1,000,000% sure that Teo has never seen nobody as good as me in his life.
He's talking about, like, once he gets through you, then he wants Crawford, names like that. How do you think he would do against someone like Terence at this point?
I think he gets knocked out.
Can't even hang with him.
Yeah, he's too little. Bud is too big for him.
Right. As far as skills, though, do you think he's on par with the likes of Terence?
I'm not gonna say he's on the Terence Crawford level of skills, but he's very skillful. He got a lot of things with him that puts him at a high level.
One thing that was interesting to me was it seemed like you were going to move on from Matchroom, but now Eddie Hearn is involved in this, and this is a Matchroom event, it seems like. I know it's a ring card too, but he's promoting it here in the United States. So what is the state of your relationship with Eddie and Matchroom at this point?
Eddie's my guy. I'm actually not signed to Matchroom, but he's my guy. I'm a big fan of Eddie Hearn, Nothing but respect to him. But I'm glad he's the promoter that's on this card. I'm glad to share the spotlight with his promotional company.
So if he's your guy, how come you're not signed to Matchroom?
I mean, it's just business. If it makes sense, then I will. You know, if it come down to it and that's what makes sense, then we'll do it. But right now, I don't think it makes sense.
Okay, so are you just more of like your own man at this point? Your own entity?
Yeah, I am.
Okay. Do you negotiate with the ring people, with Turkey? You just do that yourself?
No, me and my manager,
Analysts breaking down the matchup have focused closely on each fighter's strengths and weaknesses. One recurring point is Lopez's difficulty dealing with consistent movement. While he is explosive, athletic, and powerful, he often struggles against fighters who force him to reset and adjust constantly. Against Stevenson, this becomes especially important. Shakur's footwork, timing, and patience allow him to control aggressive opponents. Bruce Carrington has noted that Stevenson's ability to manage distance, change angles, and push Lopez into uncomfortable positions could disrupt Lopez's offense. If Lopez can't adapt strategically, Stevenson may dictate the pace and capitalize on mistakes, reinforcing the idea that technical skill can neutralize raw athleticism.
Teo is going to bring the fight. He's very athletic. You know, he has a lot of explosiveness, and but I do feel like when it comes to Shakur, bro, his movement may frustrate him. The only thing that worries me when it comes to Teofimo is his frustration. Like, is he going to be able to work well with a mover? You know, we've seen, you know, difficulties that he had with Sandor Martin. We've seen the difficulties that he had with Jimmy Ortiz, guys that's been moving around and not staying still. Like, if you keep Teo moving around and he can't plant his feet, what can he do? We're going to have to find that out on, you know, January 31st. And I think Shakur, he's probably one of the best guys to, you know, move his feet, be on defense, being hella patient and frustrating a fighter, bro. Like, so, I don't know. We've seen Teo get frustrated to the point where he's asking himself, do I still got it? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
We got to see what his mentality is going to be like come January 31st.
Do you think that his experience on the biggest of stages, you know, his two biggest wins, he was an underdog, and both guys, ironically enough, were southpaws like Shakur. That play any factor to you, man?
Nah, styles is different. The styles are totally different. Lomachenko don't fight like Shakur. Josh Taylor don't fight like Shakur. Like I don't see, just because southpaw, that same thing will happen. I feel like certain techniques could be used to fight Shakur, yeah. But in terms of like that approach of the fight, nah. Like, Shakur fights totally different. You gotta be able to do some out-of-pocket stuff with Shakur. You gotta throw while he's throwing. That's probably some of the only time.
Another viewpoint highlights that Lopez tends to perform at his best when facing elite competition. His ceiling rises with the level of his opponent. Against someone like Stevenson, Lopez must operate at his highest level, relying on timing, intelligence, and discipline. This fight goes beyond power. It's a test of adaptability and mental sharpness. Analysts believe Lopez can rise to the occasion if he controls his aggression and avoids predictable patterns. Meanwhile, Stevenson's speed stands out as a weapon in itself. His punches arrive so quickly they often go unseen, disrupting timing and control. This combination of speed and precision allows Stevenson to dictate exchanges and punish errors.
Teofimo Lopez needs opponents like Shakur Stevenson because they are elite fighters. He needs that to bring out the very best in him. I just can't see how it's possible that whilst Teofimo, we've seen a ceiling with him in terms of he's been beaten by certain opponents, we know that he can lose in the ring, but I don't know if that's a genuine ceiling, because I think that his ceiling is actually one of the most changeable in boxing based on who's in front of him. And so actually, I think there's a very, very good chance we're going to see the best possible version of Teofimo Lopez in the ring against Shakur Stevenson. But we should talk about Shakur Stevenson before we get into the nuts and bolts of the fight, what it might look like, and why it is so risky for both men. Now, Shakur Stevenson is currently undefeated. He's 24-0 with 11 KOs. He turned pro back in 2017. He's the same age as Teofimo Lopez at 28 years old, both men in their athletic primes. He's 5'8", I mean, these are on paper heights, so potentially a little bit shorter. He could even be a bit taller than Teofimo Lopez. I really need to see them next to each other to make that assessment. No lifts in the shoes, all that stuff. But around the same size is the most important thing. The difference, though, with Shakur Stevenson is he's actually a 3-weight division world champion, and he started a division lower than Teofimo Lopez, meaning naturally it would appear that he's slightly the smaller man. Although that doesn't necessarily mean they're now not the same size. He could easily have filled out to be roughly the same size as Teofimo Lopez is on the night in the ring. Now, for me, I'm going to jump back to 2021 to first start talking about Shakur Stevenson when he managed to get a win over Jamel Herring. Again, he'd had significant wins before this fight, but it was the first one where I really tuned into his career. Notable wins had already come against Joet Gonzalez, Jeremiah Nakathila, but no one that was really a household name. Maybe Joet Gonzalez. No giant names. Jamel Herring was the first one where I was like, I know who Jamel Herring is. He beat Carl Frampton. He beat Lamont Roach. This is a very, very decent operator. And what can I say? I mean, Shakur Stevenson just absolutely dominated him and TKO'd him in the 10th round of their fight. But this was a really, really landmark standout performance from Shakur Stevenson. The talent was there for all to see. Everybody could
Boozy issues a clear warning to Teofimo Lopez, emphasizing that Shakur Stevenson is not someone to underestimate. Stevenson's speed is more than quickness. It's a calculated weapon. Many opponents never see his punches coming, giving him a massive advantage in timing and accuracy. Even lighter shots land clean and do damage because of how unexpected they are. Underestimating Stevenson's blend of speed, skill, and intelligence could prove costly, as every punch carries more danger than it appears.
Pick him apart, man. Pick him apart. And I gotta tell everybody that Whichcomb is real athletic too. Teofimo. So I mean, I don't think it's gonna be an easy fight. You know what I mean? People think, a lot of people say it's gonna be easy and all that. Nah. Teofimo can punch and he can box. And like I said, he's real athletic. So, you know what I mean? That'll make it a little difficult right there, you know what I mean?
I see a lot of people going back and forth with it. Some people think Teo got the advantage because of the weight and that he's athletic and explosive. Some people say Shakur is the better boxer.
Yes.
Right? Yeah. How you see that fight ending?
But they saying, they got the weight and all that. I see Shakur box big guys, light heavyweights and all that stuff. Just like Boots, he box heavyweights and put heavyweights down. You know what I mean? I think that's the right move for him. You know what I mean? Get up, and I think he can really do good at that weight.
This isn't a stoppage.
I'm looking at a decision, not a stoppage. But then all according how Teo come in, if Teo come at him, he's gonna run into some shots. It might be over. You know what I mean?
Now you always tell me it's the shot that you don't see coming.
That's it.
That power is speed.
Right.
So could it be a situation where people underestimate Shakur's punching power?
Yeah. I think Shakur can punch. You know what I mean? I think he can punch. It's just like I said, speed is power. Not them guys, muscle bound guys come in and they tell me, he can punch and all that. Like I just got finished saying, like you just got finished saying, matter of fact, the punch that you don't see knocks him out. And they always say, man, I didn't see that punch coming. That's the one you worry about. I mean, then you got to look at this.
What separates Stevenson from many of his peers is his deep sense of accountability inside the ring. He approaches training and competition with discipline and self-awareness, understanding that every choice matters. Shakur takes full responsibility for his performance, preparing mentally and physically to execute under pressure. This mindset drives constant improvement, allowing him to adjust mid-fight and correct mistakes in real time. His commitment to accountability strengthens both confidence and consistency, making him a fighter capable of performing at the highest level against anyone. Even so, analysts warn against overlooking Lopez.
Rise to the occasion and be prepared for that fight. So I feel like Shakur has to keep that fight in the middle of the ring, use his counter ability. But if Teo's speed is a problem, I think Shakur is going to run into a lot of problems. But if Shakur is the faster fighter with the good reflexes to counter, he'll be fine, I think. But Teo says a lot of crazy things that a lot of us don't agree with. But at the end of the day, the dude can fight. His last performance, he showed him that his levels to this, right? Lopez is on a whole different, I'll say, category when it comes to boxing that Shakur's at. I think this is a great fight. I'm going to go ahead and give my prediction. If these two fight, it's going to be kind of like a Floyd versus Zab Judah-ish, or I'm going to say Zab Judah. I know Zab Judah is a different fighter than Lopez, but I think what's going to happen is going to become a chess match. Who can counter who? Lopez, I think, will get hit early and start respecting Shakur's power. I think Shakur will keep everything to the middle of the ring and be able to adjust with his movements, his counter ability, and his defense. Like, he's able to make those adjustments that are very similar to Floyd. So I'm gonna go with Shakur on this one, but you cannot sleep on Lopez because he comes to fight. The fight that he shocked me was against Lomachenko. He came ready for war, and I think Shakur, he's starting to get fights that are kind of setting him up for these mega fights, and he'll be.
That's all for today's video. Stay locked in, and we'll see you next time.
For Shakur Stevenson. Nope, it ain't gonna be an easy fight. Nope. After studying freaking Lopez yesterday, man, look, that athleticism that he got, that speed that he got, the boy is a what's the name I'm looking for? What can I say? He's autonomous. That's the word I'm looking for. He's an autonomous fighter. Okay? What does that mean, autonomous fighter, Tim? Shakur is too. Just like Floyd is. Just like Crawford is. Just like Inoue is. Young fighters want to get to that point in their career where they become autonomous fighters. Okay? Where you don't need no damn instructions. You don't need no guidance. You know how to figure it out. Your fundamentals are so damn sound that, shoot, you got skills now built on top of those fundamentals. Now it's second nature for you. You know what I'm saying? You didn't see the same patterns and rhythms and styles and so on and so forth that it's second nature. It's nothing for you. These guys can operate without any damn instructions, without being told what to do. That's how great these dudes are. Or I should say good they are. They still got to prove they great, right? But, look, the thing that surprised me about T.O. last night after watching him, man, is that his speed and quickness and how fast he's able to strike. Look, I'm going to tell you where he's going. Because I watched a little bit of